There's always that awkward moment at the very beginning where you don't know if you're live or not. Uh, welcome. This week, I am doing lives every single night, trying to jumpstart um, our September as we head into the fourth quarter of 2022. I really want to help you guys get to some goals, and so today we're going to be talking about planning. Not a super sexy topic, but super important. And good evening. It's Heather Hammerstedt this week. I did set up this intention to go live every night at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. We're going to cover so much stuff. So set an alarm and come back each night. Planning tonight, energy creation tomorrow, then motivation and moderation, and how to get over obstacles. So let's get after it. So this video is all about planning. I'm going to explore something that I thought was pretty weird the first time someone suggested it to me, but now I'm a believer. And I think if you try it, you'll probably become a believer too. Before I tell you about it, again, I'm Heather Hammerstedt here at Holist. We help people figure out how their brains and bodies work with food and sustainable health choices with a side effect of weight wellness and mental fitness. So let's dig into some planning. So years ago, oh, and by the way, if you're watching live, drop me a live and give me a love. If you're watching in a replay, give me a replay so I know what it is and who it is I'm serving. So years ago, when I took my first yoga class, I was a little bit nervous because I had never been to one before. This is years ago. So before it got started, the instructor suggested that everyone set an intention for the class. And it sounded really strange to me because, like, honestly, I just didn't get it. I just wanted to make it through the class. But then I had like an aha moment. So making it through the class actually was an intention. It was my goal for the class, surviving until the end. So it was a low bar to set, but it worked. And that made me think about setting intentions and goals for my regular everyday workout. So I found that it helps me to be more mindful and I get better results. I don't always sit down and like mull over what my goals are for every workout, but I do think about my workout before I start doing it. And I recommend you give this a try if you don't already do it. So personally, I think about the exercises I'm going to do and I visualize myself doing them. For example, if I know I'm going to be doing sprints for my workout, I'll picture myself doing them successfully. And I also think about how that makes me feel physically and mentally. And so that feeling becomes my intention. I've found that visualizing my workouts and setting an intention actually makes my workouts more fun and it gives them a specific purpose. And it helps me stay focused, which has the side benefit of helping me to let go of all like the random thoughts and worries I might have, which is huge for managing stress. So if you don't already set an intention before your workouts, give it a try before your next one. So visualize doing your absolute best, even if it's a walk around the block. Think about how it makes you feel. And then when you do your workout, concentrate on that feeling. As you can tell, I really think planning is key, but it doesn't have to be boring. I do want to talk a little bit about mindset today because it does play a huge role in our wellness and our fitness. And getting into your groove mindset wise can actually be a fun process. And as a coach, I can tell you it all starts with your mindset, specifically the reason why your health matters to you. Your why. I'm going to say that again. Why your health matters to you. So your why should be something that gets you excited about the changes that you're making in your routine and in your life. When you open yourself up to all the whys that matter to you, it can be a really interesting process. And this is planning, I promise. So let's think of some. Maybe you want the energy to ride your jet ski during the summer. Maybe you want to get your hormones back in balance so you can sleep through the night and feel like your old self again. Maybe you want to be able to chase your grandkids around the yard or walk 18 holes or finally banish that belly bloat or climb a mountain or dance all night at your son's wedding, and get excited about your life. Those whys can be a lot more fun to think about and prepare for than changing your habits because you think you should. When you have your whys nailed, they can keep you on track on those days when you're feeling tired, stressed, or like quitting, because those days will happen. They happen to everyone, even me. But your mindset, your why will power you through. I know mine does. I have a super quick video training, like a 3-minute video training on finding your why. So if you want that, put the word why into the comments, and either I or Casey or Jan will send it over to you. Um, Another thing that can power you through is having a plan to make those whys a reality. So when you pinpoint something meaningful to work toward, you can create a plan that fits your lifestyle and that has some fun built into it. And when you put a strong why together with an effective plan, magic happens. The best plan will be targeted towards your specific needs, activity level, and your why. A plan that is focused on this is going to get you real results because you might actually do it. And you deserve to get real results. This is exactly why we create personalized plans for our holistic clients so that they can achieve their goals with a proven plan and don't have to go through all the trial and error on their own. All right, let's talk about habits. And maybe a surprising way to break those terrible ones. So I have a question for you. Do you ever get frustrated with yourself over the things you seem to do without thinking? Like maybe you find yourself neck deep in a snack bag whenever you feel upset, even if you're normally committed to your health goals. Or maybe you drink a glass of wine or two at the end of every workday, but kind of wish you didn't. So I have some tips for you that can help. Um, and it's good news. The things you do without thinking are often learned behaviors, which means you can also unlearn them. And how do you do this? Well, it has to do with how and why we form habits in the first place. Um, Kathleen says all the time, I know. Yes. So it has to do with like how and why we form habits in the first place. So habits are simply actions that you've repeated over and over in response to a trigger. And after a while, they become automatic. The trigger can be an emotion, a time of day, or something that happens around you. Remember the story of Pavlov's dogs who salivated every time they heard the footsteps of the person who fed them? Because even before they saw food, they knew they were about to be fed. Now, I'm not saying that we're exactly like Pavlov's dogs, but it is a cool story to illustrate how it works. So basically, when you repeat an action over and over again, your brain creates a link between the trigger and the action, and that strengthens over time, like a muscle, right? So technically, what the brain is doing is creating a pathway inside itself that automates what you do next. And then it rewards itself with a shot of like feel good hormones. So in our snack food example, what's the trigger? It's feeling upset. Maybe at some point in the past, you try to distract yourself from feeling fat or lonely, sad or lonely by eating sweet or salty foods. Salty is my trigger. Well, eventually your brain linked the trigger in the action. So your brain loves habits because it gets a hit of feel good juice like every time it uses the pathways it creates. So while you're heading for the snack cupboard or the wine fridge, your brain is basically running on autopilot. Does this make sense? Let me know in the comments. Meanwhile, you're busy thinking about the future or your to do list, recapping your day in your head. What is your brain not doing? It's not being present in the moment. And that's like the key to short circuiting the loop. When you notice yourself on autopilot and engaging in a habit that you want to quit, it's time to be present and ask yourself, why am I reaching for the chips or wine or whatever? This interruption forces your brain to be mindful, present, and engaged. So the next time you're reaching for junk food or the wine bottle that you don't really want or need, stop and ask yourself why. Then replace the action with something you do want to be a habit. Go for a walk, do a breathing exercise, make a healthy choice. What habits are you trying to break? What habits are you trying to create for yourself? Let me know in the comments. If you pick right now what habit you want to replace with something else, then commit to it for this week. Okay. Every single time I want you to commit to it. And this isn't exactly what we're talking about. This is more of kind of our whole list like mental fitness work, but really if you think about it, this is also applicable to your thoughts. So if you have thoughts that are speaking negatively to yourself, you can the more you do that in that cycle, um, it more leads to action. So try to replace those thoughts with more positive thoughts as well. Um, Remember, we're always here to support your success and help you reach your goals. We're going to talk a little bit more about goal setting, but just as a reminder, we start our personal mindset coaching programs around weight wellness every single Monday. There's no Monday like this Monday. So let's do it. We're actually might be having a promo that I'm going to announce later in the week. So stay tuned. All right, let's talk about um, why we always seem to be drawn to fresh new goals or the latest fads, and how you can use that to your advantage when it comes to your fitness and health. So before I get into the details, if you're watching again, give me a love here so I know you're appreciating this, and drop some comments so I don't feel so alone. I have a couple over here already. Um, and it's like a dance class. You do a routine so many times it gets into muscle memory. Exactly correct. Um, All right. Right now, I have a fun assignment for you. It's to think of 3 or 4 fitness or health related things that you'd love to do by the end of the year. So they should be enjoyable or something you'd love to be able to say, I did that. And think of it as your 2022 bucket list. Um, I'm going to share mine in just a minute, but here's something that's really interesting. Your brain is actually hardwired to like new, fun, and different things. So when you try something new or take up a new challenge, it fires up the feel good part of your brain. So this is a pretty cool hack to keep up your excitement and motivation for your healthy habits. If you intentionally seek out fun challenges, even if they're solo goals you're pursuing for yourself, like lifting a certain amount of weight or doing pull-ups or eating a different plant-based meal every night for a week, like it can keep your routine fresh and interesting. You know how that is, like when you get in a rut and then you just don't want to do it. So have you been excited lately about trying anything fun, challenging, or different? If you're looking for a few ideas, here's a few that I've been thinking of when I was preparing for this. So if you've never tried hiking, try it. And if you have, what new trails can you conquer? So, eating a plant based diet for an entire week or maybe a month. Do a recipe challenge where you cook 2 to 3 new meals from scratch each week. Challenge yourself to 1 week without any added sugar. And I know some of our holistic clients in our mental fitness program are actually doing a sugar free September um, that they came up with on their own, which I love. Meditating every day for 1 month and journaling your progress. The list ideas is endless. Kathy tried a paddleboard on vacation. Kathleen says yoga. That's awesome. I have a paddleboard that I'm like just obsessed with right now, Kathy. um, all right. The whole point is to try new fun things that support a healthy lifestyle. So this is just one thing we work on with our clients here at Holist, helping them create meaningful goals and having fun making them is a reality. If you have not gotten our goal training ebook and video training, be sure to drop the word goals into the comments. Um, and I didn't forget, as promised, here's where my bucket list goals for the rest of the year. Um, I have gotten out of my running habit. So this one is going to be hard, but good for me. I'm going to try to do a half marathon this early winter. I'm trying to set a new challenge for myself to do a 5-minute meditation before every ER shift. That's something else I've fallen out of, but really important for my soul, especially these days. Um, Being more in touch with my people. So the last couple of years somehow stole my connectiveness with some of my favorite people. Um, I spent the weekend with some of my girlfriends last a couple weeks ago, and it really reminded me like how that rejuvenates me. So weekly check-ins are on my to-do list for sure. If you've got something that you're going to work towards, be sure to let me know about it by a message or drop it into the comments here. Um, well, thanks for joining me today on this download on planning. If you liked this, but want more concrete advice, not just from me, but 2 other expert coaches, John Omar and Shola Eziokoli, we did a goal planning live training at the beginning of the year. And if you want us to send that over to you to help you inspire to like crush the fourth quarter of 2022 and head into 2023 just where you want to be, then drop the word goal into the comments and one of us will send it over to you in Messenger. And if you are ready to tackle your health, weight, and mental fitness game with real food, real science, real support for real results, I've got the team to do that for you. And we can personalize a plan for you with all the education that you need, all the support and accountability that you need for more importantly, understanding why you want change and why you should be eating and feeling your body the way that you should. If this sounds good, drop the word action into the comments, and one of us can hop on a call with you and figure out what your personal plan could look like. And again, we start new clients every Monday. Holist is a play on hospitalist, gastroenterologist, laborist. We're talking about the whole you. This is not just about um, telling you to skip entire food groups and restrict until you rebel. This is about really figuring out where you want your life to go, body and brain. So have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow to talk about energy drains and energy boosters. I'll see you then.